What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Not even gonna waste any time getting to this episode. You guys know what it is. You know it's Joey Collects. So let's get into the video. So if you guys have seen my last video, you see I've kind of started a little calling on different companies to do different types of figures. Maybe just for myself. Maybe I'm just being a little selfish. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. That's fine. Last episode we talked about Yaaa and the potential of what they can do. You guys really liked the video. A lot of comments on it, so I really appreciate that. Love hearing the feedback and what people thought about the video, just other ideas that they thought that they didn't even think about. Today, I don't call this company often because, to be real with you guys, I only own about 4 or 5 of them. Let's see. I own 2 Sesame Street, I own older figures, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, and I own Jack Skellington. So going off of those, Sesame Street alone, and I'm probably gonna put it in the thumbnail, but you guys already know. Talking about Neca. Not saying they're not bad, not saying they're a good company or bad company, I should say. They're a great company. Make awesome figures. They don't fully suit me because of some of the articulation in some of the figures, not all of them. You see the Cinderbots and everything from like TMNT. Awesome figures, great articulation. Some people don't even think they're Neca, how smooth and how, you know, articulated, how well they move. This line, actually this franchise, is very near and dear to my heart. I thought about other companies that can potentially do the figures, and I was like, Mattel, Hasbro can't do them because they'll be gummy and they won't be the right scale. They'll miss on a lot of the detail. Yaaa, while Yaaa is great at cartoons, as I said in the last video, as far as Hanna-Barbera figures, potential Nickelodeon figures, Cartoon Network, you know, the sort of those. I thought about Storm Arena, and again, Storm Arena is great at anime figures and mangas and stuff like that, video games. Neca has some very top tier quality. A lot of the figures that I don't even, you know, I don't pick them up, but the Halloween figures, some of like the Vincent Price figures, and some of the Neca Turtles, the quality in this, the sculpting, the paint, the artwork, the box, the detail, the accessories they all come with, the scale. Neca hits on so many of those things that I see that this gaming franchise would be incredible if Neca did their figures. Now there's PVC statues, again, I don't really get into those. I have maybe a handful, 2 or 3, because of other certain figures that are out, so that's kind of my stand-in until I can find some type of articulated figure of that. They have Neca, well, they have articulated figures, not articulated figures, excuse me, statues on BBTS, and they go for about $65 a pop. They're smaller, and again, these don't articulate. So that doesn't help me. Mass Effect. I love this. It's my favorite game, franchise, trilogy, whatever you want to call it, ever. I don't really count Andromeda too much, but Mass Effects 1, 2, and 3 are very near and dear to my heart. So when I wake up, I can see, or I wake up, whatever, maybe I'm weird. When I think about it, and I see Commander Shepard, I see the black, I see the red, the white, the N7, I see Tali, I see Jack, I see Miranda, I see Ashley Williams, I see Caden. The figures, the company that I can see doing Mass Effect, as far as the scale, paint, the artwork, just the attention to detail, and the fact that they don't have to have such amazing articulation because they weren't, you know, ninjas and shit. Like, I don't have to worry about them hitting Jean-Claude Van Damme splits. I don't have to worry about being able to crouch down like Spider-Man. I don't need to do all that. Be able to have some knee bend because, you know, if you're bending down, like trying to take a shot out your pew because, you know, or I can see lasers or something like that, beams, something like that, you know. If you're going to do that, you have to have, you know, crouch positions and stuff. But I can see Neca doing these figures. I mean, again, it can be a whole line. It can be from Mass Effect 1, 2, 3. There's so many figures that are out there that are just waiting to be done. So let's look at some renders. I've been doing the render thing. I think a lot of people have actually been pretty positive about how they've looked at them and liked them. People have really taken to them, and that's awesome. I love seeing potential figures just in like kind of like a render form. So let's look at some of these renders and like let's kind of go down and let's see what we get into with them. Now, Mass Effect, Again, the trilogy 1, 2, and 3 are incredible. I used to play them on Xbox, and I logged so many hours on those games. It's an amazing, like, open world space epic, you could say. You control Commander Shepard, or it could be a male or a female, and there's so many things. It's so open world. You can travel different planets. You can go harvesting for different just minerals and anything that you may need off a planet to build weaponry and acceleration accessories. You can build relationships, both romantic and just like friendships. There's so many different missions that you have to go on. The gameplay is awesome. The storyline's amazing. I can go on and on and on. You start off, again, you can make either a male or female shepherd. So to be able to create your own person, it's not just this is the base character, this is what you get, that's it. You can create your own shepherd, whether male or female, and then you have to go through the game recruiting different people. You know, you have your main love interest that happens pretty much between every game. You could pick different people to be your love interest, and I mean, it's just infinite possibilities in the game. There's so many things you could do even after you beat the game. To be able to go through and have, again, something that I'm the type of person, again, as you guys know, I need my representation. I need to have a character from my favorite game, my favorite show, my favorite sport, my favorite whatever it may be. I want that in my collection, to be able to have a Commander Shepard, to be able to have an Ashley, Miranda, a Jack, a Rex, a Garrus. Like, to be able to look at some of these people in the game and just kind of wonder, like, how do you not have a line for these? Like I said, I've seen certain things before. I've seen some custom work, but just not up to par with what I really want, and not exactly, again, PVCs, statues that could be $65, $70 or some of these things, especially on BBTS from what I've seen. You know, NECA pricing, $35 to $37 for a figure like this. Like, to me, it's a no-brainer. And there's so many characters because there's 3 games. Actually, it's 5 because, well, 4. 1, 2, 3, and Andromeda. So Andromeda's kind of its own thing, but they are coming out with a Mass Effect 5, and when that drops, I'll be picking that up. But I mean, look at some of the figures you can have here. Again, look at the Garrus. This Garrus looks phenomenal to have. I mean, Legion. This Legion figure would be incredible. And these figures don't even have to just be like Mass Effect. These figures can be any type of space. I mean, you could probably fit in half of them with like your Cosmic Legions as well. You can build out certain crews around them. You could drop different figures from Mass Effect in that line. You could integrate them into other just space type adventure figures that you may have around your collection. So there's so many different ways that you can, you know, intermingle these, even if you're not a Mass Effect fan. If you're a fan of Ashley Williams, again, another great looking figure. If you're a fan of Miranda, there's even in the first game, and then he's potentially in the second game and everything. Should you choose to save him, there's a Caden Alenko. I mean, the line kind of makes itself. There's so many different people you could take and make. I mean, you could just look up on Google. Simple Google search, just Mass Effect characters on Google, and you'll get 50 plus people. So you could have huge waves of people. I mean, again, you could make a male shepherd and a female shepherd figure. NECA, like, just looking at the detail, there's not another company that I really can look at unless you go third party, and I don't really want to do that because, you know, third party starts to tend to be like, especially when you go up something like on 5K and it's like, it looks great, but then pre-order window, and then it takes who knows, a year or whatever to get here, and blah blah blah. I don't want to do all that. NECA's right in my backyard. Like, let's get NECA. You could do these figures. I mean, I don't know who else they're working with. I don't know if it's always licensing things you have to go through, but I mean, doesn't this Jack figure look awesome? Like, to me, it just makes so much sense, and I just don't think of another company, at least right now. Again, Jada is great for what Jada does, but Jada's not capturing a figure like this. Now with the detail, now with the accessories, now with the scale, the detail is incredible. Jada, when you look at, my freaking ring light shut off. That's unbelievable. When you look at figures, like you can have a Jacob. Jacob looks great. You can have a Tally. Tally looks awesome. You can have a Yaaa. Like you can just keep going down the list of some of these figures. There's even Cora Harper from Andromeda, who, you know, we can add into that too. That opens up another extra world, because Andromeda, like I say, is different because, well, Mass Effect is actually 1, 2, 3 is your Commander Shepard. Andromeda, you're somebody different. Again, you can create your own person and make them how you want. You can personalize them, but as a base, you know, you'll have the base head that comes from the game. Now, this is where a lot of you customizers come in, because you can make custom Neca head sculpts, and then that, you know, kind of helps you guys out. So help me, help you, help them, and everybody wins kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So won't keep it long. I just had thoughts to get out. I don't have like a top 5 things. Like, I don't go to Neca often. They're not the first company on my line as far as, oh man, I need to get that figure from Neca. Now I am waiting for more Sesame Street. Be the first to say that. I got Bert and Ernie. Waiting to see how they're gonna do like Elmo and Big Bird, how big Big Bird's gonna be, and Snuffleupagus and Grover and Oscar, and you know, we can go on and on and on. I'm waiting to see how those are gonna be before I, you know, keep going on to that line. I still didn't get a count. And I call myself a collector. Anyway, story for another day. But yeah, I don't go too far in Neca. I have them. I have Jack Skellington. I got a couple of, you know, Jack's my boy. I always talk about Jack Skellington. So that's neither here nor there. But Mass Effect, I can just see Neca killing these figures. I think they can just do great with these figures. And I think that, again, I don't go to the well often. Jada, I had so many different figures. I was just like, you know, I was the Harlem Globetrotter stuff and Rocket Power stuff and Danny Phantom. And I posted some of the renders of them, and I mean, they came out great. Just kind of my mind's eye, my idea of what they would look like. You know, give or take some of the spelling and some of the, you know, how renders can be. But Neca, I think, if you stepped up, gave it good articulation, you put in the paint apps like you always do, quality face sculpts and all that stuff, you would have a top-notch line that you could deep dive on. I mean, there's even some really great villains in that series. Like, the whole series has some really great villains that you can get into too. It won't just be good guy after good guy, because you gotta have a bad guy somewhere. So, in closing, again, not gonna go too long. Neca, I would love if you stepped up, got that Mass Effect license, and really took it to the next level. Because I mean, again, you could mix those in with Cosmic Legions. You can have just, we don't have enough space figures either. Like, now that I think about it, yeah, no, we don't have a lot of space figures. Give me space figures, because let's go. $1 million idea. Guys, thanks for watching my random rants about toys that I made from different companies. If you liked the video, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Right down here, smash the like button, all those things. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.